thank you for you and your team being here today. And listening to you, I can hear your passion for victims, the vulnerable, especially our children, for consumers, for getting law enforcement the tools that they need, for assisting our district attorneys getting drugs off the street. It's coming through loud and clear, and we really appreciate that. In your response to Senator Hughes, you said that resources are always needed. So I want to talk to you about numbers. And in the materials that you provided, you indicated that you need a $8.2 million increase, 16.3%, and that part of that, a significant part, will go to fund 25 new positions to meet the demand. And we heard you today, 30% increase in referrals from the district attorney, 250% increase in tips on Safe to Say. Can you talk about what it is those people will do? And can you also share if you have just any openings in addition to those 25 positions that you intend to create?
Sure. Well, thank you for the question. And resources are limited, and we tried to, be mindful of limited resources with this request. I have to say I am generally a very fiscally conservative person, and not only are we making this request, but we're looking for ways to save money too. So, and looking within and doing audits and trying to do that, because I appreciate that I don't envy your task, and I appreciate that you have to make tough decisions. So we tried to be balanced in it. Let me talk a little bit about the 25 positions. So we're asking for 5 Deputy Attorney Generals. So we have 2 in our Bureau of Consumer Protection. And I think what I had shared with you is that the complaints coming into that particular section just over the past year is about a 36% increase. So it's a necessary supplement to our current complement to add those 2. We also are requesting for an additional Deputy Attorney General in our Medicaid fraud section. Again, they work very hard, and we've seen an increase in those type of cases as well. We're asking for a Deputy Attorney General in our healthcare section, and a Deputy Attorney General in our civil litigation. Our civil litigation section it deals primarily with defending the Commonwealth on different cases that come in. In addition to that, we've asked for 6 agents, and 1 agent in our organized crime section. And that is where primarily, as the senator had asked, our human trafficking cases come out of there. 1 agent in our public corruption and financial crime section. As you can imagine, those type of cases are labor intensive in terms of trying to gather the evidence and going through records, and so we need an agent in that area. And then 2 CPAs in our Bureau of Consumer Protection, because to do the analysis there. Additionally, in our drug strike force section, we're asking for 9 additional positions. That would be 7 agents and 2 analysts.
So 2 questions in follow-up to that. You indicated as well in the materials that you provided us that your office is very reliant upon restricted revenues to cover your general government operations related costs. And so have you utilized your restricted funds prior to tapping into or requesting an increase for your new staffing complement?
Absolutely. In large number, the past couple years, we've had to utilize our restricted funds. I think what I mentioned is we appreciate that the past few years there hasn't been, there's only been limited amount for increases. but the demand has continued to grow over the past couple years. And as a result of that, we had to, in order to meet that, in order to not turn away a mom that calls about her 14-year-old daughter who has somebody flying in from California, and I could go on, but to be there.
And I understand that. Your predecessor was very reliant on outside counsel for many of the cases that they were involved in. So how much are you anticipating spending or relying on outside counsel? And will that change with these additional new staffing that you are requesting to hire with this increase?
We try very hard to never use outside counsel. I can't say never, but we absolutely do our work in-house and have. I'm proud to say when we talk about the opioid settlement, that was our internal team. You could look at other states, look at other municipalities. They hired outside counsel to do that work. We did it all in-house. So when you talk about that settlement that came in for Pennsylvania, $0 went to the Office of Attorney General. $0 had to go to, because of some arrangement we made with outside counsel. So I can't say never, because if we have a case where it's in bankruptcy in another state, we might have to hire outside counsel. But for all the work that I've been detailing and talking about, we have not hired outside counsel.
So you anticipate a reduction in the cost of outside counsel going forward?
Yes, although I have to say in the past 6 years, we also, we really limited our use of outside counsel. Prior to that, I think outside counsel was heavily relied upon.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator.